In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Episode 19. When the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his followers settled in Medina, Islam began to grow not only in number but in spirit. The Muslims had a mosque, a community, and peace after years of suffering. But Allah, in His infinite wisdom, sent them a test that would shape their faith and prove their obedience. In those early days, when Muslims prayed, they faced Jerusalem, Bayt al-Maqdis, the same direction as the Jews. This was by the command of Allah, as a sign of connection to the earlier prophets. The Prophet, peace be upon him, followed this command faithfully, but deep inside his heart longed to face the Kaaba, the sacred house built by his forefather Prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon him, in Makkah. Every time he prayed, he would lift his blessed face toward the sky, hoping for Allah's permission to turn toward the Kaaba, not for pride or difference, but for love of the house built purely for Allah's worship. And then one day, revelation came. Allah said in the Holy Quran, "We have certainly seen the turning of your face, O Muhammad, toward the heaven, and we will surely turn you to a Qiblah with which you will be pleased. So turn your face toward al-Masjid al-Haram." Surah al-Baqarah, TRUE SUNNAH 140. It was a moment that would change Islamic history forever. The Prophet, peace be upon him, was leading the dua prayer in a small mosque in Medina, Masjid al-Qiblatayn, the mosque of two Qiblahs. Midway through the prayer, revelation descended. The Prophet, peace be upon him, turned in the middle of Salah from facing Jerusalem to facing the Kaaba in Makkah. The companions followed him instantly, turning with complete obedience. No hesitation, no question, no doubt. They did not ask why. They simply obeyed. That single act became a symbol of faith, unity, and submission to Allah. Imagine the scene. One side of the congregation facing north toward Jerusalem, and the other now facing south toward Makkah. It was as if the entire Ummah turned its heart toward the center of their faith in one instant. But this event was also a test. Some of the Jews of Medina questioned the decision. Some hypocrites whispered doubts. Yet the true believers stood firm, saying, "We hear, and we obey." And through this command, Allah separated those who truly believed from those who followed for convenience. The change of Qiblah was not just a change in direction, it was a message. It declared to the world that Islam was now independent, no longer tied to the traditions of the past. The Kaaba, the first house built for the worship of Allah, became the eternal symbol of Muslim unity. 5 times a day, from every corner of the world, from deserts and mountains, from cities and villages, millions turn their faces to that same direction. The Kaaba unites the Ummah under one God, one messenger, and one purpose. It is not the direction itself that matters. It is the obedience behind it. As Allah said, "Righteousness is not in turning your faces toward the east or the west, but righteousness is in one who believes in Allah, the last day, the angels, the book, and the prophets." Surah al-Baqarah, 177. So this event, the change of Qiblah, reminds us that our worship is not about ritual alone. It is about submission. When Allah commands, the believer obeys. When Allah decides, the believer trusts. That is what made the companions so strong. Their hearts were in full surrender to the will of Allah, and that is what makes a true believer today. Because faith is not just believing in Allah, it is obeying Him without hesitation. Subscribe now to True Sunnah and continue your journey through the blessed life of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Each episode deepens your faith and connects you to the timeless lessons of the Seerah, obedience, unity, and love for Allah.